we might be in World War III. We're over here like monitoring Instagram likes. Like, come on. I think we have much bigger matters going on right now. Okay, this is insane. And it's like, it's so stupid. Hello. My name is Ashlee and welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about Zoron, and how he is just killing it right now. He's just doing amazing. Honestly, I think Trump has a little crush on him.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy.
I think Trump has the hots for Zoron Mamdani. I'm just saying. He saw the 16 inches meme and was like, who? What? Where? All right, so let's get into it. So Zoron has been on a tear ever since he became mayor, and a lot of the talk before he became mayor was basically like, can he accomplish the things that he wants? All of these, billionaires and millionaires are like, oh, he can never accomplish all these things. Like, you're going to see how that was all the comments I got from conservatives, like in my comments. You're going to see how socialists govern and da-da-da-da-da. He has proved them all wrong. He's actually already kind of completed one of his biggest initiatives, which is getting universal childcare. And Kathy Hochul actually gave him, I think it was most of the funding for the universal childcare.
Does this make it more or less likely you're gonna fund free buses? We see he got one win.
We're on topic today, Jason. I know you came in late. We're on topic today.
He got one win here.
What this says is that the governor is firmly committed to making it easier to raise a family here in New York City. And the governor has said time and time again the importance of childcare. It was in the governor's State of the State last year about universal childcare. And there are many politicians where you may hear them say something and then you ask yourself how much it really means. Today, it's an illustration of exactly what it means. We're talking about a $1.2 billion investment in New York City to deliver universal childcare. And I can tell you, and as I told the governor just as we were walking down the stairs, there were people on that stage behind the governor, behind myself, who were crying because of the fight that they have put into this for so many years. And I'm so thankful that this is an announcement of what's possible when working people believe in the city they deserve, and when we in power actually listen to it.
How much do you...
And so I don't know where all those people are now. Or they say, oh, this can never happen. Oh my God, this can never happen. Oh, and this is socialism. Ah, red scare. And now, New York has universal childcare. Just saying. And it's really funny because, one of the other obstacles that a lot of people were talking about, how is he going to get all of these agenda items accomplished without taxing the rich? Because that's something that he has been advocating for. And they weren't sure if Kathy Hochul was going to be on board with it because, in recent past, people have continued to protest at her, when she speaks and when she goes out saying, tax the rich. And she famously said that the more people tell her to do something, the more she doesn't want to do it, which is an interesting trait to have when you're a politician, when you're supposed to be working for the people and the people are supposed to tell you what they want. But okay, and okay, but Zoron, I think, has handled it really well. He's really just talking to people plainly and saying, hey, you are going to be paying more if Kathy Hochul doesn't go along with me on taxing the rich.
This gap of $7 billion is one that has to be addressed through structural means. And it is one that we believe can be addressed not only by increasing taxes on the wealthiest, whether it be New Yorkers who are making $1 million or more a year or the most profitable corporations, but also by reorienting the city's relationship to the state.
He is supporting Kathy Hochul in the governor's race, so he was pretty early on in giving her support. And a lot of people have criticized that, and I was kind of like, I don't know, because there was a leftist who was running against her that has since dropped out. But I do think he's trying to use it as somewhat of like a leverage point to get her to sign on to taxing the rich to help a lot of his initiatives. But at least I do like that he's coming out here and he's being honest with everyone. And he's like, hey, yeah, if Kathy Hochul doesn't do this, you are going to be paying more. But like, this is what I want to do, and I'm bringing it to Albany, and now they are going to have to make the decision: are you going to pay more? Or are you not? And so putting that in her lap as she's running, I do think is his objective, or was his purpose. So we'll see how it works. I hope it does, but that's something that's currently going on right now, and I really like I really like how he's handled that whole situation. He actually had a meeting with Donald Trump about getting funding for New York for affordable housing, and genius, like such a genius. Now listen, like it's so funny because I always talk about like Cenk and Anna and conservative media pundits and stuff like that. I don't like how they talk to Tucker Carlson and stuff like that, because I think it's whitewashing or it's laundering white nationalist talking points. Zoran going and meeting with the president and basically almost manipulating him into funding his affordable housing objective. That's the kind of bipartisan that I want to see. He printed out this picture of what newspapers would say, front page newspaper, of like Trump housing developments in New York and da-da-da-da-da. Basically kind of appealing to that narcissism that Trump has, those narcissistic traits that Trump has, being like, people are going to love you for this, your name's going to be all over, what have you, and kind of manipulating him. I think that is brilliant. I think that is just so smart. I think it's brilliant. Go ahead. If it can get people affordable housing, appeal to his narcissism. I think that's great. Wonderful. He knows he has power with Donald Trump, because honestly, I'm serious. I am dead serious when I say I think Trump has a crush on him. Dead serious. Because he just always compliments him. Like even in the State of the Union, he complimented him. He's like, oh, he's such a nice guy and all this other kind of stuff.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America.
So even though he has to be like, oh, he's a crazy communist, but I really like the guy, it's because he is so popular. In broad terms, he is very popular. He is, he's handsome, he's good looking. And so all of those things are something, he's a winner. And that's what that is what Trump appreciates. That is what he wants or he likes in a person. And so he looks at Zoran and he sees a winner. And so he really likes him. Zoran is using that to his advantage. And I just think him and his team are extremely, extremely smart. But that's actually not the only thing he did. So while they were having that meeting, there was a Columbia student that got kidnapped by ICE. And they went to the Columbia campus and lied and said that they were looking for a missing child, but were really just going to kidnap this student. And Zoran called Donald Trump and was like, I'm concerned about this student, this Columbia student, and he literally released her.
We're standing just steps away from where this incident reportedly happened in the early hours of this morning. That student, Elmina Agayeva, who goes by Ellie, is from Azerbaijan. She was detained at 6:30 this morning when ICE agents appeared at her dorm. DHS said her visa was revoked in 2016, and Agayeva, who is a social media influencer, posted a photo of herself after she was taken, saying, DHS illegally arrested me, please help. Now, as word of the incident spread, hundreds of protesters assembled calling for the woman's release. And this afternoon, New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani visited the White House for a meeting about housing policy, where he shared his concerns with President Trump about the student's detainment. Hours later, she was released and returned to campus, saying she was safe, but in complete shock over what happened. Now, university officials say that those officers misidentified themselves in order to gain access to the campus.
He released her after Zoran called. That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of bipartisanship or whatever. That's what I want. Those are the kind of results that people want. People want Democrats. That's the kind of fight. You know, like that is the kind of fight that we are looking for. And I was just like, wow, like this is, it's incredible that he was able to do that. And something else that he's been able to accomplish that has caused a couple different controversies, which is the last thing we're going to talk about, is the snowstorm that has been happening in New York. And basically there was like, I think 2 different snowstorms back to back that were just like blizzards. They were horrible. And so what Zoron did is he was hiring people to plow the snow or shovel the snow. So that way, like, just regular people could come get paid, and they could also the snow would be out of the street and out of the sidewalks, and people could walk to where they need to go. So the streets would be clear and everything would be safe. And he said that you need to bring like 2 different forms of identification so you can get paid to shovel. And that's why Donald Trump brought him up in his State of the Union speech, because they're trying to get the SAVE Act passed, where you have to have like a passport or all these different, a myriad of things to vote, which is essentially like a poll tax, because that not everyone has a passport. Also, it's directly targeting women who have married and have changed their last names, because then they would need either they would need their marriage license and their birth certificate and their social security number. And most people don't just like have that laying around. And so they really want to pass this though, because they're trying to restrict voting, and that's their whole purpose in that. So they were saying, oh well, Zoran, this socialist, is asking for 2 forms of ID, and it's really stupid that this is like their new line. This is like the new controversy.
You're taking a look right now outside our studios in New York, and they've been working all night. I mean, there were times when the snow was falling 3 inches at a time, and they were keeping up. But you're just now starting at noon, the curfew lifted. You still don't see a lot of people on the streets, though. Anyway, we want to mention some of the ID requirements now for emergency snow shovelers. That's been part of the story here in New York. The Big Apple socialist mayor, Zoran Mamdani, will not let people help clear the city of snow unless they have at least 2 of 5 forms of ID. In addition to meeting basic eligibility requirements, applicants must present 2 small photos, 2 original forms of ID, plus copies and a social security card. Mamdani is a member of the Democrat Socialists of America, which has said requiring an ID to vote is racist.
Do you know why he asked for 2 forms of ID? Because they need to get paid. Because taxes come out and they need to get paid, and that's how they pay people. That's how they pay them, because they're paying them $30 an hour, by the way, which is incredible. They're getting $30 an hour, and like, it's so funny to me because it's such a brilliant, like, it's such a smart way to handle that. It's helping people have money, get money. It's occupying people, probably a lot of younger people, and it's also helping their community and helping them, you know, clean up and stay safe. And it's all around helping everyone involved. And of course, they have to come up with some sort of way to complain about it, and that's what this is. The other thing that happened during this time was there was a snowball fight with, like, well, I guess people were having a snowball fight and the officers were like walking by, or I don't know. It's so stupid. But essentially people hit these officers with snowballs, okay? But there were a lot of people who were like, this is assault. This is so dangerous. They could have hurt. Like, it is, like, people are losing their minds.
All right, good evening. I'm Sweeney. I'm coming live from Tribeca, a bit of an unorthodox late night video for me, but let's sit back and try to stop the blood from boiling through my skin as we watch this video together. All right, let me start off the threshold by saying this. I consider myself extremely fortunate to have done the travel that I have done. I have visited countless countries. I've spent time in countless magnificent cities. I have been lucky to meet the spectrum of humanity across every racial, ethnic, and traditional background. But even I have a hard time telling whether or not someone is a good person right off the cuff when I first meet them. But if I've ever seen a litmus test before, it's whether or not you can watch a video like that and think that the people who are throwing those balls of ice at NYPD, women included among them, are not scumbags, okay? The starting salary for NYPD is something like $60,000 a year. And for what?
But they arrested someone for the Snowball fight. Now people are so mad because they asked Zoron, like, what do you think? And he's like, I think it was a snowball fight, and I don't think that there should be any like legal charges on this person. Like, I don't think they should be arrested for a snowball fight. And everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God, I can't believe it. There's this one cop who's like, I've known many different races and people. I'm like, okay, so what does this have to do with anything? Are you saying because he's Muslim, you're not sure if he's a good person or not? Like, what? That whole section was very strange. But it's just like, oh, like, he's not a good person because he is saying it was a snowball fight. And that they shouldn't go to jail for a snowball fight because, and they're like, they were clearly assaulting them. It's just like, okay, man. And then people are being like, well, at least they didn't shoot anybody. It's like, yeah, that's the country we're living in. That's how you know we're not a free state, and that's how you know we're not a free country. Everyone's like, oh, we're a free country. We're not. Because if we have to sit here and be like, wow, there was a snowball fight and people were throwing snowballs at cops, at least they didn't shoot and kill someone. That's not a free state. That's not a free state. You're not free in that instance if they can just shoot and kill you. That whole situation was really dumb, but everyone has to be up in arms because he's proving them wrong on like every instance, and even Trump likes him. And so now he's like actually being very successful, and now they have to come up with all these ridiculous reasons to just like hate him. Stupid is what it is. Actually, not the last thing. This week, conservatives have found something else to be mad at Zoron for. Well, not exactly Zoron, it's actually his wife. They are mad at her for Instagram likes because she liked anti-Israel posts, which is ridiculous. So are we just gonna sit here and monitor everybody's Instagram likes now? I like to see some of these Fox News hosts. What are they liking on Instagram? This is what we're doing now. One of the people really, really mad about this is Dr. Phil. Because, of course, Dr. Phil is like, what?
For most Americans, it's nobody's business who you share your bed with. But that changes when you're married to one of the most powerful politicians in America. I'm talking about New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani and his wife, Rama Douaji. Now, being the spouse of the mayor of the largest city in America comes with a certain level of responsibility and scrutiny. And right now, Douaji deserves just a lot of that scrutiny.
I can't deal with it. Did you know that his son is actually a singer? Me and my friend that I visited last week, we went to a Jonas Brothers concert. And we went to a Jonas Brothers concert, and do you know who opened up for them? Dr. Phil's son. Yeah, no, I'm not even joking. He like introduced himself as Dr. Phil's son. We joke about it all the time. It's so funny. Zoran responded to this, and he's like, yeah, I mean, she's not a public person because she did this before he was mayor. Not that it matters. Their Instagram likes. Literally, we might be in World War III. We're over here like monitoring Instagram likes. Like, come on. I think we have much bigger matters going on right now. Okay, this is insane. And it's like it's so stupid, but they just have to find anything to go after him because he's actually doing well and he's doing a good job, because these are the same people who were fear-mongering about him becoming the mayor. Now that he's becoming the mayor and actually doing a good job and working to get things accomplished, they have to come up with all these silly things to get mad at. And so now Instagram likes happen to be the thing, which is so utterly ridiculous. Well, that's it. But anyway, that was the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you think below. Do you think he's doing a good job? And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.